Meanwhile, let's bring in Mike Huckabee, Fox News contributor, former governor of Arkansas, former Republican presidential candidate. He joins us right now from down in Florida. Governor, we've had a number of military guests on who have said if that 15 or 20 missiles was Iran's response, President Trump wins this round.
You know, I think people need to look at this sort of in the context of an old fairy tale I grew up with, the Three Bears. There was one bowl of porridge that was too hot, one that was too cold, one that was just right. For a while, the U.S. strategy toward the Middle East, specifically toward Iraq, was too hot. We wanted to go in, do nation building, build schools. We thought we could create a democracy. So we went all in. We put military, boots on the ground. We thought we were fighting for freedom. It turned out that they didn't want it that badly after all. Then the Obama administration came. Theirs was too cold. It was, let's appease everybody. Let's be half-hearted in what we're doing, and let's give Iran a bunch of cash, and maybe they'll be nicer to us if we buy them off. I think this president has taken the right approach. It's measured, it's targeted, it's specific. The media will never give him credit for the fact that he has been very thoughtful and careful, but taking out Soleimani was an important act of getting rid of a monster. We ought to be proud of this president for what he's done and the manner in which he's done it.
Even if people say this is a win for the president, or they're shaking in their boots because it's obvious they targeted, many people are saying they targeted these bases where Americans are but didn't hit anyone. There are no casualties, and they have the ability to be able to take people out if they want to. We still can't forget who we're dealing with, right?
Well, we can, and you know, this is a 40-year regime that has been saying death to Israel, death to America. Israel is the little Satan, America is the great Satan. They've threatened us for 40 years. We finally, you know, have a president who takes that seriously and doesn't just disregard it. Let's look at it this way. This is a president who's like the big dog. He knows Iran's not worth a war. They're not. They're not that big. They're not that important. The pressure that he's put on them economically is crumbling them from within. But the little dog, Iran, keeps barking and snipping and tries to, you know, just harass the big dog. But the truth is the big dog isn't taking the bait. But one day, when the little dog gets out of hand, the big dog will bite back, and it's going to be all over.
I appreciate so far we've had dogs and bears in your appearance.
And let's keep it up with that analogy, because Lawrence O'Donnell tweeted this while the missiles were still in the air. Trump wagged the dog. Now the dog is wagging Trump. We continue with Joy Reid. Good, patient diplomacy and strong alliances got us to the brink of peace. And in just a few years, Trump's impulses have brought us to the edge of war. And Michael Moore, suddenly a critic of the president. Okay, he's always been. Trump will use any form of attack to escalate the war he has started. The war is meant as an episode of the unreality show, a distraction from impeachment. Not a lot of support.
There won't be any. These people couldn't give Donald Trump credit no matter what he did. If they were all given an opportunity to sit in the White House Situation Room and watch the attack on Soleimani live, they would say the video quality was not good enough. So there's never going to be a time when they acknowledge him. But I think a lot of people maybe recognize that President Trump truly does not want war. He is exactly who he presented himself to be as a candidate and as a president. He doesn't want war, but he's not going to let Americans just get killed and him look the other way and act like it didn't happen. I think we want a president who fights for America but doesn't get us into somebody else's fight. He has been totally consistent with that, and we ought to be grateful.
Right, and we know, too, that if we get out, the Russians get in. Vladimir Putin on the ground in Syria yesterday, taking a bow. He restored Assad to power and brought peace to Damascus. So we could leave, but it doesn't mean other players aren't going in. And I'm not sure we're too comfortable with that. Governor Huckabee, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.